Now, I have been in Turkey for 18 years. People often ask me, Tom, why did you choose Turkey? I usually say to them, I didn't choose Turkey, Turkey chose me. Now, why do I say this? In 1997, one day I was reading the newspaper, and in the newspaper there was a big advertisement which asked, do you want to be an English teacher somewhere in the world? I said, nah. About a week later, one of my friends phoned me. He said, Tom, I'm back from Poland. Do you want to go for a drink? And I said, okay then. And we met. And I asked him, so, what are you doing in Poland? And he said, I'm an English teacher. And I said, really? Why in Poland? Do they learn English over there? And he said, yeah, English is very, very popular. Anyway, we had a nice talk and we had a nice time. And about a week or 10 days later, I was reading the newspaper again and it said, do you want to be an English teacher somewhere in the world? Now this time, because I spoke to my friend, I thought, yeah, that's a good idea. Well, to be an English teacher, you have to take a qualification. So I researched the colleges, I took the document, and I saw the advertisement again, and there was a choice of about 30 different countries. For example, Japan, Saudi Arabia, Russia, Bulgaria, Romania, even Colombia, even Korea. Anyway, I didn't know where to go. I had no idea where to go in the world, and really there were lots of different opportunities. So, instead of deciding where to go, I prepared about 30 CVs and I sent them to each country because, again, I don't know where I want to go. And I decided the first CV, the first contract to come back to me that says, yes, Tom, we want you, I decided to go there. So I prepared my CVs, I sent them to 30 different places, and I waited. And I waited about 10 days. The first contract came through the door, and it was a yes, we want you. And it was from Samsun in Turkey. It was for an old school now called Merojan. Anyway, my dad asked me, he said, Tom, so what are you doing about, being an English teacher? And I said, yeah, Dad, I got a contract. I'm going to go to Samsun, Turkey. And my dad said, oh, Samsun, Turkey. Oh, okay, so what's it like there? And I said, I've got no idea. And my dad said, well, before you go there, you should find out what it's like. Now, in 1997, there was no internet. It wasn't so easy to find information. So the next day, I went to the library. And I asked the lady working there, I'm going to work in Turkey. Can you help me to find some information? She took me to some travel books, and there were about 5 or 6 books about Turkey. Most of them were not suitable, but there was one travel book. I took the travel book. It was a lonely planet travel book. I looked in the book, and there were about 100 pages on Istanbul, about 50 pages on Ankara, 30 pages on Izmir, but for Samsun there was one paragraph, and it basically said, don't stay in Samsun, go directly to Trabzon. Anyway, when I read this, I became a bit worried. My father became a bit worried, and my father said, Tom, you need to speak to somebody about this. Now, I looked at my contract, and there was a telephone number of an agent in England. I phoned him, and I remember he lived close to Gatwick Airport. We met, and he said, I'm from Samsun. Okay? Now, later, I understood this was a lie. Because if I didn't come to Turkey, I later understood he wouldn't get his money. So basically, he said whatever was necessary to try to persuade me to come to Samsun. But anyway, I talked to him, and he said great things about Samsun, which were mostly lies. But I believed him, and I came to Samsun, and even though that guy lied to me about Samsun, I still had a great year here. People also ask, okay, so you came to Turkey, why did you stay in Turkey? Well, during the first year, I didn't like Samsun, I didn't like Turkey so much. But with time, the food, the people, the life, the culture, Turkey certainly becomes very addictive. And now, in 2015, 18 years later, I can honestly say I am very happy to have come to Samsun. Okay.